Alright guys, so today I'll show you how to remove the steering wheel airbag from this 2021 Nissan Altima. A word of caution, pretty much if you're doing anything with your airbags, you want to disconnect your power. So you want to make sure your ignition is off, and ideally you want to disconnect your negative terminal from your battery. I watched a couple videos. Some of them were saying that you have to disassemble this whole entire steering column, get all these plastics out before you can get to it. And it's much easier than that. So you don't need to do all of it. I'll show you how to do it real easy. First thing you have to do, turn your steering wheel at 90 degrees like that. Pull out your steering column all the way at you, so it just makes it easier to work. Then I have this little wrench. It has to be something skinny enough, so I prefer this as opposed to a flathead screwdriver because it's just easier to maneuver behind the steering wheel over there. You have to find this hole right here, and you really don't have to go too far with your wrench inside the steering column. So I made this mark over here, which is about 1 inch away. So that's about as far as you have to put this wrench inside there before it engages with it. And you see it clicks right here. So now we do the same on the other side. Put it in a hole and it clicks. Now it is released on both ends. On top, and the last thing to do is you have to find this hole, which is right on the bottom, and here it is pretty easy. You just put it all the way in and it disengages. So once you insert the wrench into the hole, you'll see that it's engaging over there, and this is what it does. Releases this spring mechanism. Same happens on the other side right there. As you can see, again, you don't have to put this wrench too deep because it tends to go in here somewhere, and you tend to miss, and then it doesn't work. So you have to go a little bit and wiggle it around until you find this sweet spot. If you put your wrench too far in, then this happens. So no matter how hard you push it down, it's never releasing this, because it's just not going far enough. You have to be at this 1.25 inch sweet spot where you can push on it and release it completely. As you can see, this is a replacement airbag that I bought. It was disconnected, but your airbag will have 2 connectors for the airbag. So the yellow and orange one will be connected to those plugs, and you'll also have the neutral connection to this terminal right here. In my case, what happened, the airbag, the original one, was deployed, so it looks like this. When these things get deployed, plastic connectors, they melt, and they melt with plug connections. So once this happens, there is no way you'll be able to connect your replacement airbag to these things because they look all messed up like this. You'll need this replacement pigtail connectors. The only problem is that they sit deeply inside there. Once you take this one out, the airbag connectors, they still connected on the inside right there. So what I'll end up doing, I'll just cut them somewhere in the middle. I'll solder a new replacement ones. This is what the final product looks like. You can use this testers. This is basically like a resistor that mimics the airbag connected to it. I think it's like 2 ohm resistors or something like this. So all you have to do is just plug it in. Now we have them both connected. The airbag light should be off. So let me just turn the ignition on, and you see the airbag light over there, and it should go away shortly. Here it is, it went away. Now if I disconnect one of this, I should have the airbag light, see, it came back on. If I reconnect it, and it should go away again. There we go. Now, I wouldn't recommend playing with these connectors while your ignition is on. Who knows how Airbag Module can interpret this tempering. You don't want to have all the belts and airbags deployed while you're doing this. Now is the easy part to assemble this back together. Disconnect the testers and push this connection back. Now these two are connected. The last thing to do is to connect this ground terminal, which goes right here. Snaps back into place. There's also an airbag module which sits inside the center console, so it's underneath, kind of in this area. So you have to take the center console completely out, take that airbag module out and send it out so that it can be reset, and that typically costs about $60 or so. However, there is a way to do it without this whole disassembly deal. What I ended up doing, I bought a cable to connect to the diagnostic port, and once I connected my computer to the diagnostic port, I was able to download the firmware from this from the airbag module, and then send it out and clear it out. And I can show you how to do it. It really saves a lot of time, so now you don't have to take this center console out of the car. Basically, the whole procedure takes probably about 5 minutes. If you want, I can make another video about how to do it, but that's a totally different story. Until then, bye guys.